Hi, my name is Taylor Folkerts, and I'm in Sport Management 337, Section 599, and this is my case study Solution 1 assignment. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, FC Barcelona wants to stay true to its citizens of Catalonia that made them a huge homegrown success, but they also have a need to stay in the league in order to help maintain rivalries within La Liga that have also made them a huge financial success. On one side, La Liga wants FC Barcelona to stay in the league, but only if they are part of the country of Spain, which is hard because that's a smaller area and they want to expand and grow their fan base, grow their economic stance, and so on. Like, they would be so much more successful if they didn't just stay in Spain. But if Catalonia is declared independent of Spain, they would no longer be included in the country of Spain and would not be allowed to be included in La Liga, which wouldn't be good for them too, because they do need to be in that. They do need to be in the league, and they need that help. La Liga, however, knows that they need to keep FC Barcelona, like I mentioned, in the league because of the rivalries that have developed between the two teams. Without these rivalries, there's not as many fans, there's not as much money. People aren't watching because they like the rivalries. Leagues like this need to have clubs that are polarizing and draw attention whether they are loved or hated, similar to the Dallas Cowboys in the NFL, for example. People either love them or they hate them, with very little ground in the middle. FC Barcelona people have a fiercely independent attitude and may partially feel like they can do fine without the league, but likely need to stay in the league in order to be financially successful. Because without the league, they would be independent, they wouldn't have any fans, they wouldn't have much rivalry, and they wouldn't get as much money, and I don't think they'd be able to sustain themselves. So FC Barcelona, they have to walk in a very thin line between their economic success and alienating their fans. Carrying on, the communication techniques and skills that I would use to resolve the conflict between FC Barcelona and La Liga is that they need to talk to each other and have a heart-to-heart, per se, and just really come to an agreement. And I know that sounds cheesy, that sounds simple, and that sounds like anything anybody can do, and it's true. Like, it's simple. Like, they really just need to sit down with both teams, and they need to figure out what their most important needs are and what they really need to accomplish, so that both teams are happy and that they can get it to work. Like, so that one team doesn't get the short end of the stick, one team doesn't get more of a benefit. They need to be equal and not necessarily fair, but fair, if that makes sense. Like, it's not going to be fair, but it needs to be pretty dang close. As far as negotiation goes, I feel like they should stay neutral to their interests, maybe move to one side slightly so that they are able to reach an agreement, but really, ultimately, they need to stand their ground and stay with what they agree on. Don't, like, just let it slide to get, like, an easy deal or just to get it over fast enough, because at the end of the day, this is important and they need to find a strong agreement. I personally believe mediation would be the best attempt to find a common ground, as this is such a touchy cultural subject with the FC Barcelona supporters. Another tactic that I've thought about is arbitration. It does carry a sense of closure, but sometimes it can leave a bad taste in the mouth of the losing side, and that's not really what we're going for here. So I kind of stirred away from that idea, because we want an agreement, we want a healthy, like, bond, and we just need to get it, like, cleared up, in a sense. Barriers that will need to be managed and resolved for this conflict to be resolved is getting the government involved, because there is no way these sports teams can do it on their own. There just isn't. The government may be even able to loosen some regulations on Catalonia and allow some independence within their borders and still maintain their participation within the Spanish borders, allowing FC Barcelona to remain in La Liga. Since the pro-independence factions have gained a majority, there should be little resistance in giving Catalonia some of the freedom they desire. They will need help, and they won't be able to do it, in my opinion, without the government involved. So with that, that is my case study solution 1 assignment, and thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good night.